Garmin has just announced a new tier in their Garmin Connect app, Garmin Connect Plus. The company that has always charged a premium for their hardware, but it was okay because you got a very comprehensive software package for free, is now adding new features to their software behind a paywall. But is this as bad as it sounds? Let's take a closer look. First of all, you can find Connect Plus in the settings of your Garmin Connect app now. You can see that you get a 30-day trial, and then you could either pay $6.99 per month or $69.99 per year. So what do you get in your Garmin Connect Plus subscription? Well, you get Active Intelligence, which is AI-driven personalized insights. Didn't get a good night's sleep? Now AI can tell you about that. Training load dropped because you had a busy week? How would you know without AI telling you? Okay, jokes aside, maybe at some point this can glean some valuable insights once it gets fed enough data. But from what I've seen with other AI models used by the likes of Zepp for the Amazfit watches or Strava, there's a reason there's a beta badge on this feature, and I don't have high hopes for it doing anything that useful in the foreseeable future. So let's move on. Okay, next feature is the performance dashboard. So this will give you a ton of customizable charts in the web version of Connect. It's not on the mobile app. They say you can go back for a longer period of time to look at more data. Although when I logged into Web Connect, I could see back a year with all my relevant performance and health stats. So I'm not sure how seeing further back than a year could provide very useful information, but maybe I'm wrong, let me know. But I think the main thing is they're adding a lot of new types of data and analytics. Okay, next feature, additional coach guidance. So this means if you're doing a Garmin Run Coach or Cycling Coach program, you will be able to watch more videos and read more articles that should be relevant to the progress in your program. So I guess this is a nice to have. I mean, I'd imagine most people can use a search engine just as well, but it's a small value add nonetheless. Nothing bad there. Next up, you get live activity. So this allows you to enter an indoor-based activity on your phone while you're doing it and see stats on a larger screen. So you're kind of like casting the data to your screen. If you're following along with strength exercises on your watch, for example, you'll be able to see those animations on a larger screen. You can also edit your reps, weights, and you can stop activity from the phone as well. So again, it's a pretty neat feature for those that would use it. Okay, moving along, we have live track enhancements. So you can set up text message notifications in addition to the existing email options when you're using live track. You can also customize your link you send out for your friends or family to follow along. So be on the lookout for a text with the davedoesfitness.garmin.com/incoming PR in this race URL or something. You can also view the history of your live track sessions, but I would assume that's already available in your normal activity history, but maybe you're getting something different there. I don't know. Let me know. Finally, without a doubt, the least useful addition in Connect Plus is additional social feature enhancements. There will be exclusive new badge challenges, so if you're a real badge hunter, go for it, get more points. You also get a little star in your profile picture on Garmin Connect, so you can flex on all those pros that don't pay for Garmin Connect Plus. And for now, that's it. Now, Garmin also made a specific statement on their training YouTube channel that kind of discusses Connect Plus that nothing that is currently free will move behind a paywall. So there you have it. Is Connect Plus, is it bad? Is it good? Is it not super useful, but it's kind of harmless? I'll say I'm a bit wary of it, and here's my thoughts on why. As I mentioned earlier, Garmin has always developed their software and had features trickle down to different models, and you got that all for free. Recently, they've caught some heat for cutting off some of the feature flow to the Epix Pro and Phoenix 7 Pro rather quickly, but overall, they have a great track record of adding features to the watches that are capable of running them, and they trickle down from newer models to older models, but nearly everyone gets them if your watch can do it. Well, I'd say it doesn't take a genius to see that there's going to be development hours dedicated to making Connect Plus features better and introducing new features there as well. I mean, of course, people are paying for them. Of course, they'd dedicate their time and effort there. Now, I think it's probably also a safe assumption that means they're going to take away some of the development of the free Connect experience. I wouldn't be surprised to see new features kind of slow down now. Even worse, and I think this is the worst scenario, what if there are features on a new watch, like say the Forerunners due out likely next month, that can only be viewed or taken advantage of with the Connect Plus feature, like the new performance dashboard? Now again, like I said, that's a worst case scenario, and I'll say I don't think that's probable or even slightly likely to come out anytime soon. That would be way too heavy-handed. There'd be a huge backlash. But in the next generation of watches, maybe that Phoenix 9 that's going to come out in a couple years or so, could you imagine paying $1,200 for a fitness tracking watch only to be paying a subscription to access all the data that it generates? Wouldn't be me. Now, I get the desire to generate revenue from software development. So many other companies do it, and it makes sense. You can only sell me a new Forerunner or Phoenix once every few years, and in between then, I'm not sending Garmin any money. But I am consuming their services, using their data, and that has a real, actual cost. Now, you assume it's all built into the cost of the watch, right? But as more and more features and analytics are added, maybe that gap is kind of closing. And while I don't think there's much of a value add behind Connect Plus right now, I can see it being useful if the features are further developed. Now, if I was Garmin though, here's how I would approach this whole thing to build goodwill with my customers instead of facing the backlash I'm already seeing everywhere online. First of all, I'd make the free trial at least 90 days. Make it longer so that people can actually see the value and the insights they get from the new features. Next, I would include 1 or 2 years of Connect Plus subscription with the activation of a new watch. I know not all lines would get this, but let's say something along the levels of a Forerunner 275 level gets 1 year of Connect Plus, while the Phoenix lineup, the Forerunner 975, will get 2 years. I'd also extend a year to everyone that bought a recent flagship like the Phoenix 8 or Tactics 8. Most people will keep their watches longer than that 2 years I just suggested, so you will still get some subscription revenue from those customers, but it may also give them a nudge to get a new model once their subscription is up, since the value of that free subscription may feel enticing when combined with new models and new features that are dropping at that time. But most of all, I would try to put out a lot of educational material about how this new coaching information and the insights in the performance dashboard can actually help and make a difference in your training. Having access to apparently over 100 new in-depth insights and analytics, apparently going back years, is nice, I guess, but what do I do with all that? They need to be able to tell that story and provide specific examples and tweaks and changes that could be made on my training by looking at all that data. And even better, the best way to approach this would be to train that new AI model they're working on to the point that you can actually feed it in historical data and have it provide insights and personal actionable changes to be made to your training. I think if they actually get to that point and you're really getting like an AI coach to look at your actual data and not just tell me, hey, sleep more tonight if you can, but actually tell me about, my training load and, oh, that led to injury and whatever it might be, then that's a real value. So those are my thoughts on all this. I really hope this isn't just another example of enshittification where the value and quality of goods and services continuously erodes in the name of profit. Garmin has always stood apart from other companies in that regard. You could always kind of justify the more expensive hardware purchase because it was backed by years of ongoing support and trickling features without any additional cost. I feel like they've come under fire a bit with some recent launches due to pricing, features, and bugs at launch, and honestly I feel like the Connect Plus launch is not the best timed launch and not approached in the best way. There is room to make this a great value add and revenue generator for Garmin, but they really need to work hard to right the ship and show their customers they value them and that Garmin is still king of the fitness hill. So what do you think? Will you be getting Connect Plus? And if so, what's the feature that makes it look worth it to you? Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. This one should be interesting. Hey, I appreciate you hanging with me today. I'm Dave and this is Dave Does Fitness. Have an awesome day and stay fit.